Hi, everyone, again. So my goal today is just to introduce to you how the Champions Program is empowering some transformation. And our champions, in general, are driving and motivating a lot of change in your companies. And you may not even know you have a champion there, but I challenge you today by the end to try to think about who could be our next champion here for 3D Experience in ENOVIA. So our sponsor, of course, is Stefan de Clay, our CEO, and he's a huge proponent of our Champions program here. It's a global program, and I'll tell you a little bit more about it, but mostly through the testimonials of our champions themselves.
What I found interesting about the Champions program that's different from some of the other is how active the champion network is amongst themselves.
It's a good to have a community there that can solve, and also I can share my knowledge which I have the challenges, I have faced it and overcome it, so I can give my solutions to others which can help for other people to move forward.
Because I think it really helps to find out what our peers are doing in their industries and how they are solving the problems.
I'd love to be able to have another way to sort of collaborate with these people and you know, commiserate and share.
I feel like in that community you have a lot of knowledge exchange.
I think it's the smallness of the community that makes it attractive.
It's a way to share your knowledge
and share ideas and maybe being a champion you're somewhat closer to the design and maybe you got some more insight in things.
I recommend ENOVIA Champion Program to my colleagues.
So I hope you enjoyed our little video. Everybody contributes all the time, so I appreciate it. Our next slide is basically, these are the 12 or so champions that joined us from around the world this week. So if you're still here, I'd love you to stand up just so we can recognize you. Appreciate all of you. I see Mike. Come on, stand up. Madison, Florence, Christian, Andrea. Thank you. Gatin. Thank you. So if you have any questions about the program, or certainly reach out to them or to myself. So the reason why I'm on the stage today, because Jurgen and Reginald are both champions. They started their journey with us in 2022 as at our user conference at Jaguar Land Rover. Thank you. And they got inspired by meeting others and talking about their journey, and then they decided to become champions. So with that, I'm going to turn over the microphone to them. If you are interested in the ENOVIA Champions program, reach out to us, go on 3ds.com, or just Google ENOVIA Champions program, learn about it, and you can apply, and I will review your application. All right, with that.
Thank you, Susan. Yes. Just afternoon. Hello, everybody. We have the difficult task to present at the end of this conference. And before we arrived, actually, we had a plan what we were going to present. But since then, we got inspired so much that actually I'm going to try to tell a little different story because it might be in another context. So first, OIP in a nutshell. So OIP, we are an engineering to order company. We are active in defense and space industry. We focus on electro-optical systems and integrations that is ranging from night visors, head-mounted systems, weapon sights, platform-mounted systems, but also we do quite a lot of big ESA programs where we design payloads for satellites, for space exploration and scientific exploration. So each project, even though we have product lines, we deliver specifically designed for the customer. We are not selling a product to the customer. We always engineer our product specifically to their needs. So we are currently going to go live in an on-prem environment 2023X FD04, and our target is to be as much as possible out of the box. It is a rule. It has a few reasons for, because there's a vision for potentially going to cloud. If everything materializes, we will have to see. So what do we do at OIP? We do mechanical design, we do electronics design, we do optical design, we do our software and our firmware, of course, system engineering, requirements management, documents, everything. We exist since 1919, so 105 years. We have a workforce, but I see that our images are not correctly loaded, of approximately 155. Note that 2 years ago, we were nearing the 100, so we are a growing company, extremely. 2/3 of this workforce are engineers, and we are located at 2 locations. 2 locations is linked to our main activities. As we said, we are focused on defense and space, so we have the Challenging the Night is actually what we bring for defensive forces. We have our Exploring Space brand, which is actually our optical instruments for satellite systems. And we have actually Mastering Military Vehicles, where we do maintenance activities. We do upgrades of vehicles, military vehicles, that we provide. We buy them, we upgrade them, and we sell them. So 105 years of experience, and here actually I'm changing what I'm going to tell you. OIP, when we started, 1919, was optique de instrumentation de précision, optical instruments precision. Throughout of the course, our company is transforming. We became optical instruments and products. We continue to transform the age of electronics, and then we became optical, electro-optical, or optical, electronical instruments and products. And today, we are changing into what I call optronics for integrated products. So this is a transformation path over the years of a company. And there lays the challenge. We have a lot of historic information. We want to keep them. From there, there's the value. Okay, you need to know what is not relevant, of course. And for that, your systems need to evolve as well. Transformation of a company often comes without transformation of the tools behind it. And I liked what people from Airbus says is, don't take this too precise. It's just conceptual that we try to represent where the path we want to go to. We have silos in a company, and those come from history, because we grow historically, and each and every engineering activity has its own products, its own tools, its own deliverables, its own SharePoint, its own location, and their own processes. Of course, we are very email-centric communicators. We send out tasks through emails, Excel sheets, and everything, and we see that we are losing data. Our engineers are spending so much time in trying to find which task they need to do, where they need to collect the data, and how to connect it. So we came actually with a vision that let's try to optimize our processes, early to market, keep it fun for everybody, very important as well. So Jurgen and I, we were leading that transformation, and we decided to go towards a PLM solution. There was already a lot of buzz around the PLM. And the vision will not end there. We want to remove bottlenecks between our engineering and our ERP system, because the same, everything is on paper. or in the system, but where are all reference documents? Supply chain management cannot pick up something they need to procure. They need to open a drawing, go and look at the specification addressed to it, look at what is in the bill of material, and go and collect that information out of other repository systems. So what we want to bring with 3D Experience is a complete integration of these items. And the solution, this is what I've seen during the last sessions, is an integrated network on multiple platforms that is connecting, and tremendously the LLM presentation to the LNT presentation for the project management dashboard, it's my dream. Of course, you can have objectives, but how do you transform this into something that you can tell to the people that you are trying to transform? Yes, everybody wants to be faster to market, be more efficient. We addressed our pain points and we made them visible to everybody, meaning multiple data locations, different approaches in structuring projects and everything. Finding those data, it's frustrating and it's demotivating people. We had no unique source for task definitions. No single source of truth. We are highly paper-based processes, historically. And engineering is disconnected from the project deliverables because they are working on their smaller projects, which is not the end project. A mechanical engineer project is his design. An electronics engineer, his project is his electric design. But they are disconnected from the final deliverable. So that's what we want to do. And of course, the bottlenecks, the ERP system, the procurement. So we said we have a lot of issues. We have a big vision. We need to face this. Why? Bringing this all together is very difficult because we have a working organization, and this working organization, we cannot stop it. We have a bus that is driving, needs maintenance. We need to select which parts to address first, the most critical parts, so that we don't need to stop for a year in order to proceed. Pit stops, Formula One. So initially, our vision was handle all design data in one platform. Connect it to our ERP so that we can drive that process. We said we need to stick to our vision and to our plan. However, we have learned that we need to be agile because during our work sessions, you learn to work with platforms, you see items and you learn things. So we needed to be agile. Change your plan where it's required. You can do not change your vision. So through management, each time I'm always saying, it's good that you have a small core team out of different profiles to do. I'm leading that core team together with Jurgen. And we need to repeat it quite often. This is not a software implementation. This is not even an engineering change process. We are changing our businesses, our business processes, because we are embedding everything together and we're trying to optimize it. And that is a difficult message to pass. Everybody wants to see business improvements, but everybody is afraid of it. So that's, you have implementing something, you can call it a change project, but transformation, the hardest part is the transformation that occurs here. Everybody. We have seen it during numerous sessions, as well as the speaker session here. It was yeah, it really fitted. So what we have changed, we have learned that our data model was not perfect. Jurgen will come back to that a little bit in our timeline. And we added additional parts that was normally planned for stage 2 because we have learned, we have evolved, and we knew that if we would implement this, only that, it would not fit. Where do we stand today? And I think it's maybe important. I'm a project and program manager from nature, so I like to have my dashboards and everything. So we have an on-premise environment where we're implementing, where we're experimenting. where we will do all integrated CADs, we will integrate the documents, we'll do schedule and task project management. However, me implementing it, and together with our partners, Reginald and Visiative, we understood that how are we communicate during the implementation and which tools are best for that. We took the decision to use 3D Experience project management application to introduce the project of implementing 3D Experience. You have everything there. You have your risk management, your issue management, you can do schedule management, you can do task identifications, and by doing that, you learn, you experiment, you fail, but that's just a point. Nowhere you can fail in order that we can learn during the implementation as well. So that implementation, I'm going to give the word to Jurgen.
Oh, I thought I was just for moral support over here.
You are.
Damn. Good afternoon. I have 15 years of working in mechanical engineering. I was also involved with setting up a PDM system. That's something from past, and that was already taking a silo less than just the paperwork. But very important in our process was to involve all our OIP employees, and that we did with a kickoff. Together with our integrators, as Reginald said, Reginald and Visiative, to present our roadmap, what we are trying to do to change our business process. So everybody knows there will be changes coming in this and hopefully a few years. Yeah, but the complete project. On that day, the complete company went together like we're doing today, a conference, and they could ask questions, and that was our first step as an approach to involve everybody. We started 1st December 2022, I thought. That was a
kickoff meeting, yes.
After January 2023, we started installing the platform, and the workshops where we learned a lot from our partners were also kicked off. During these workshops, we had some issues, installation issues, and we had a setback for a month or two. But as Reginald said, keep your goals, but maybe reconsidering some plans. That we did with a brainstorm session with our partners. I think Peter is not in today. I was yesterday over here. He was our referee, and we battled a lot. But we survived, no problem. But these battles were necessary to push the best out of our architectural plan. We had to speed up because we didn't take as a first step project and product management, but to be future-proof, we had to implement it partially. During these sessions, brainstorm sessions, there was also the reinstallation of the platform. We chose then for 2023 FD02 to help us to solve the issues that we had. One of the things you saw our products from 1919 till now. We also need to migrate them because we are reusing a lot of partial things. Not the one from 1919. We have them still in our museum.
Yes.
We are not using them. It's just for show. Look what we did. But we have some products that are maybe 80% the same, but 10% different, or 20% different. And we also needed to define our migration strategy. First was a data screening, because you have so much different systems, your data must be much more enriched than what you have now. And after this, defining this process, we also defined our tools. We will try to use the EDA tool of Dassault and some two tools of our implementator, Visiative. Sorry, I'm not such a good speaker as my colleague. Most of the time I'm in the background. But where are we today? We are validating our platform. One of the next slides is one of our major
small wins.
Yeah, we tried to implement a complete PCB out of Altium, and we managed to get a 3D model of it. Next, we are going to fine-tuning our processes and add more people to this platform. We have an approach to work in a small core team to understand the platform, and now we are going to add volunteers so they can tackle.
Correct.
Or they will try to tackle what we did.
Actually,
that's
we
for
have
sure.
a core team. We have experts, subject matter experts that know what to do with the data and how they want to do the data. They are participating in the workshops. They are guiding us. They are saying what they need. And indeed, as Jurgen said, now we're bringing the volunteers, the early adopters, to play with it and to go ahead with it and try to break the system and make it work.
And then we hope we go live 1st of May.
Yes, it's an ambitious goal. However, that is for us not the end, because we know that the platform has much more. So, okay, first, yes.
These were some milestones. A few weeks ago, a mechanical trainee started to designing in the platform. And last Monday, our first PCB came out.
It might look stupid towards everything was shown actually the last days. But having that first mechanical part with attributes, classifications, and links in the system, that really little jump. And again, those electronics, it's cooperation. Yes. And yeah.
After what we've seen last days, we are rookies, I think.
Yeah, indeed, we're rookies, but we are readjusting our vision. So that's why we are here. So, takeaways. Okay. People ask me quite often, what does it need to lead a transformation program when I contact people? And they say, a lot of people are struggling implementing this in a company. The rule is strong senior stakeholder leadership, C-suite. Jurgen mentioned the kickoff meeting and all the preparatory meetings before. We involved our CEO, CFO, head of engineering, head of PMO. Our main stakeholders were always involved. CEO spoke and introduced us during the kickoff meeting in order to show this complete support. Then that launch with all users was so important. They knew where we were heading, and they keep on being interested because we tease them with communications. Then we need to select good and excellent partners. And maybe on paper, some partners may be better and worse. Be sure that you have a personal connection to them, because you will work for more than a year with them. So look at your partners, that would be my consideration, and say, am I willing to go and have a drink with them? Because it's important. Our mantra was so important. Stick to the vision and the plan, but be agile, because you will discover so much on this platform. I'm dreaming. For me, I have a phase 17 already in my head.
I'm the realistic guy.
Keeps me to the ground. So create a team with visionaries, people that need to implement it, want to do it. Otherwise, it's communicate to everybody, because you can have support at the start, but you need to continuously communicate. And indeed, as Florence said well during this speakers forum yesterday, focus on the right people. So for us, ENOVIA community and user community, and I'm not publicity, and Susan didn't know that I was going to say that. Okay, she saw it on the slides, but okay, it's not on her. It's excellent for us. Participate in these user communities. You will see issues evolving, you see answers doing, you will learn out of it. Be on that portal, because then I can read what problems you have and I can learn from it. And whichever problem I have, I will also postulate or an ID, or it's such a great community that is being built. Also, what I like about 3D Experience is the availability of movies. They might not be perfect. There is improvement, but you can actually sit next to them, run the YouTube, and train yourself on it, and try to use it. So we need to learn from each other. The session, the champion session above, and we had our colleagues, tremendously, I learned so much these days. I'm going to continue to come back here. And then the Champions program, I try to give back by replying and trying to answer. So
An event as this convinced us that we chose the right way, I think.
correct, indeed.
And we need to help each other to push them even further than we see already today and yesterday. So
Yes. And then now our last slide. So indeed, what is our conclusion actually? We want to make our company future-proof, and that is what I've heard from everybody in the room. Everybody has that vision, future-proof, get the best out of the people. We need to collaborate more and better, and the platform allows us to do that. And the single source of truth, the project management dashboard we are dreaming of, is the same single source of truth. So next steps, indeed, in May, we go live, and then we kick off phase 2, and we are going to start defining our phase 3 as well in order to continue to have our future vision. Thank you for all being here. We learned a lot from you.
So thank you, Jurgen. Thank you, Reginald. Are there any questions from the audience for them?
Thanks for the presentation, really inspiring. And, well, success in May, of course. I have a question on, your systems are very complex, so I was wondering, are you using also the model-based systems engineering part, the logical part, like in CATIA Magic?
Yes, we do. That's our phase 2. So the model-based system engineering, we are going to completely incorporate it, linked to requirements management. We are going to add our validation module as well into it, so that we can close our complete design loop from requirements over system integration, over the actual design phases, towards the qualification and validation of the requirements in the platform. Because on our ESA project, as we speak now, we have the issue is that we have 3,000, 5,000 requirements. We have people spending months and months trying to link the test that we have done to the right requirement in order to be able to put that check. And with the vision and the demos and everything that we already have received, it is possible on the platform. It is not going to be an easy journey, I believe, but yes, we are going to do that.
we want to get rid of the Excel files.
Yes.
Bill Gates earned enough.
Cool. And you integrate software verification there then as well?
So this might be phase 3. So software firmware currently we are going to manage as a document in our unified bill of material. Why? Because when testing and teasing our solution for software and firmware, currently we believe it has a higher capacity than the system can provide. However, it is constantly evolving, so whenever we see fit, we will also include that so that we can indeed go further with our validation, and then we go to an actual virtual twin.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for the question.
Thank you. Any other questions? Oh, it's back there. Can you please stand and try to get it up there?
Thanks. My question is, how did you manage to include in your initial phase the project management and program management? And why was it not left out as a scope creep for your first implementation? What business case did you have to include that, to get those people on board as well?
So we are very project driven. And if you would, so initially we only set up indeed the engineering realm, so we added project and product. Why? Because our data structure didn't feel good and natural. We look for products linked to projects. We have multiple product designs under one project. Otherwise, the design would have become a simple project. Without having the products and the project link, we are not going to implement it completely. It will be just enough so that we can actually know of each other what we are talking about. Because a mechanical engineer will know his product number he is designing and the numbers, the EIN numbers of his design.
Also, there were some historical issues that every project was also a product. So,
correct. So,
and a program has multiple products, but at a certain moment nobody knows where he was speaking about, because that number for me was totally something else for him, because he had a bigger picture.
Correct. And my sales manager will not refer to the project or the project number, but will refer to the customer he is applying to. And by adding that layer with those classifications of unified, knowing what is in the project, what is in the product, however, but also linking it towards other names, like we have a 901-0025, for example, becomes an EOPTES. And then the customer says this is for sales, it's important for, and this is for South America, or this is for Europe, and those things. In order to actually connect the data, that we have the multiple entry points. We don't want to have a flat data structure. We want to have that everybody can actually go and look into the data and try to find the information that he's seeking. And without our project and product structure, we would not be able to manage that.
Yeah, but you were able to convince those business owners to step into that platform, which is maybe in the first initial view just an engineering tool, but you have to get them on board, of course.
Correct. So strangely enough, it took us quite a long time, but one of the objectives was change our business processes and transform our company. But when you come with changing the business process and the company, they are all hesitant. But we were able to convince that. We have a good relation with, we are a very flat organization. As I said, 155 persons. We only have, I think, 3 or 4 levels in the organization. And there's very good cooperation on that front. So we are lucky to be a small company and being able to have open communication lines.
Thanks. Thank you.
One of the triggers that we had was we tried to make high-end products, but still working on the way of 40 years ago. Maybe that's too long, but also mechanical engineering was the bus driver, and that created bottlenecks. Everybody in the company wants to work more efficiently, get rid of the administration that you can automate. And
change ownerships.
With this 3D experience platform, a designer can design. Otherwise, he's just staff.
Yeah.
And with this approach, you can convince much more people than you think.
Indeed.
But they need to change. They need to be
willing to change.
Well informed and yes, and guided.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks. Thanks again, Jurgen. Thanks, Reginald. And all the best on the upcoming rollout and your future challenges.
Thank you very much.